Hey, what's going on, Banger TV? I'm Connor, and I am back with another Overkill review, Banger's Weekly Metal Review Show. Before we get started, a big announcement here. Witch Rot Soul Cellar, that is out now. And I don't know if any of you guys follow the Doom charts, but they made number 6. Top 10, baby. Super hyped on that. Witch Rot Soul Cellar is available through fuzzandbuzz.com or directly from Witch Rot. Numbers are very limited, so if you want that record, you better get that right away. Like, just look at that cover, man. Witch Rot Soul Cellar. It is great. And also Plaque Marks, that is out. Members of Unsane, Swans, and Ecstatic Vision. This is a split release with Reptilian in the States and Totem Cat over the pond. But this week, let's get to it, man. I'm reviewing an extremely, for me, highly anticipated album from a band all the way in sunny and warm Arizona. The song you just heard is called Depressive Episode, and this is the 4th album by Arizona heavy doomers Goya, titled In the Dawn of November, out now on Blues Funeral Recordings. So a little bit about Goya here. Shout out to Purple Sage PR, Claire, for doing such a great job on this bio here. Formed in 2011 by guitarist and vocalist Jeffrey Owens. Goya's 2012 demo showcased their early potential, but their debut full-length 777, that came out in 2013, and that really sparked the underground fire for these guys, man. They got really heavy. And then following in 2015, they had an album called The Obelisk, and that was also a blend of heavy psychedelic doom. And then following that, I think my favorite Goya album here is called The Harvester of Bong Loads. Just look at that cover. All right, so we went from Harvester of Bong Loads that came out in 2017, and then there was a long hiatus. These guys, I guess, were just hitting the pen a bit too hard, hitting the bongs a bit too hard. And now, their newest album, the 4th studio album, In the Dawn of November. Is it? It's not November. We're in June, almost in July. Does this album fit the month, the year, the day? Produced by the legend Jack Endino, this newest album. And Jack Endino worked on High on Fire, Year of the Cobra, Soundgarden, just to name a few. So how are these guys going to do it, man? I know their last album was extremely bone-crushing, but will this album bring us back to the dawn of November, or bring us to the dawn of November? Let's find out. My first point here, holy moly, does this album, as soon as you start it, it hits you like a ton of bricks. So hey, take a listen to In the Dawn of November, the title track. All right, man, the last we heard of Goya was in 2021, and it was an acoustic album, and we really didn't know where they were going from there. They've done so many EPs and, a couple singles, but this track, man, this really brings everything together here, and I think it blends well from their last album, Harvester of Bong Loads, and it brings it to this here. Let's listen to another little bit of In the Dawn of November. I don't think there's a heavier opening track of this year. These guys really, you know, the hammer on the nail on this guy here. Jeffrey's iconic vocal tone and even his guitar tone is just unbelievable. It really makes Goya Goya. And after this long hiatus, I think this is exactly what we needed to start off this new album. Just hits you like a ton of bricks, exactly how Goya should always hit you. All right, now these next 2 points really go hand in hand here with a positive and a negative. So the positive thing here is that these lyrics are so insanely catchy, and the riffs around these lyrics help greatly in making these songs really get stuck in your head. I know YouTube is censoring channels that swear, but you know what? Fuck that. I'm sorry, algorithm. These songs have a lot of swearing. But man, you know what? Just because of the swearing, it really makes this song quite catchy. So listen to another little bit of Sick of Your Shit. It's just simple, you know, the lyrics seem very revengeful and they get stuck in your head. Like, act like a friend who stabbed me in the back, I hope you die. Like, wow, man, that's aggressive and that is scary. Do we like aggressive and scary here? Let me know in the comments below. And if you do, I'll give you a little thumbs up or something, all right? Okay. We have these great songs with cool lyrics, but man, some of these lines are honestly a bit cheesy here. And sometimes it's really depressing. I don't know if you guys are into like really depressive music. I'm a hit and miss with depressive stuff. The lyrics do seem very personal and dark. I think that's cool. Just listen to a little bit of I Wanna Be Dead. A great lyric in the way that Jeff sings this, to be a corpse, but of course, like it's great, but man, it's like, I don't know, it's a bit too depressing for me. It really reminds me of Electric Wizard and their iconic lyric, I want to get high before I die, which is the most true statement of all time because I want to get high before I die. But I really, all the time, don't want to listen to very depressive stuff. Doom doesn't have to be depressing. Doom can be uplifting. We're all doomed, and that's cool. You know, there's nothing cooler than being doomed. But the lyrics, they can, sort of sound like a 14-year-old girl, talking to my friend over my ex-boyfriend or something, you know? It's just, I feel indifferent about the cheesy lyrics. Let's just take a good look at this artwork here. Here we go, we got this album art here. And there was a great video on Goya's Instagram where they shared it in their stories of, it was hand-drawn, and I didn't know that. And I think that really ups the game of how amazing this artwork is. And just take a look at some of these other ones, like Harvester of Bond Loads. That's one of my favorite Goya records, and it sounds great. 777 has great artwork. Obelisk has great artwork, and I think it really shows that artwork is very important. I think artwork is just as important as the music itself. And if you can have good music that complements the artwork, that is everything to me. And I think this album speaks very loud. For an album name with the title and the Dawn of November coming out in June, I just think that is hilarious because that album itself would melt any snow. It's so heavy. And then the last point here, man, we haven't seen Goya since 2017, really a full length, and only 6 songs. Like, I get it, you know, long songs are cool, but the album is short. I was hoping for at least 9 songs even, you know, like maybe a bit shorter songs. There are some points in the song, in some of these songs that like take a little while to get to. And, you know, I totally understand that Harvester of Bong Loads only has 4 songs and the opening track is over 20 minutes long. I don't know why I expected them to have a somewhat of a change, but I just sort of expected a bit more to be released on an album by a band that hasn't released anything in about 5 or 6 years. All right, the verdict here. I do really enjoy this record. I think there's a lot of really amazing parts on here. Sick of Your Shit, I think, is great. Depressive Episode has some cool parts to it, and The Dawn of November is the heaviest song on the album, and I think it's a great opening track. Seeing them in 2017, and I'm actually throwing a show for them in June in Toronto, which is so sick. So I'm giving this one 4.1 massive, like I'm talking like 15-foot baseball bat joints out of 5. But yeah, it's a great album. I suggest you check that out. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your cousin's kid, tell whoever, and it's awesome. Sip it up, man. All right, now my favorite part. The shoutouts. So the first one, we got Dusty Rose Gang, and the title is called A1 from Day One. And that is on Riding Easy Records, and that is out now. And, you know, this band is from the birthplace of cool, Detroit Rock City, man. These guys are unbelievable. This album is easily in my top 10. The lyrics are amazing. The album is riddled with heavy riffs, and just the whole band is tight as heck, dude. I love this album. It was so much fun to listen to, and you guys really got to sip that up. And we're going to be sipping up a lot of bands here. Next, we have another great American band. We have Electric Citizen, and the title is called EC4, and that is on Heavy Psych Sounds. This comes out June 27th. A new label, same band, new album. This is great. Their last 3 albums were on Riding Easy, and now they've joined forces with Heavy Psych Sounds. If you're into female-driven rock and roll and you just really like partying and listening to amazing music, you need to check out this Electric Citizen album. They have a couple singles out now, and the new album's coming out at the end of the month, so you got to check that out. And then up next, we are crossing the pond. This band, Margarita Witch Cult, and this album is also on Heavy Psych Sounds. Dude, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Heavy Psych Sounds are getting so many bands, and they're releasing unbelievable music, and shout out to them for really curating this crazy underground. And I said but we're going to keep going here. So that comes out at July 18th. And I got my one buddy, shout out to Andrew Wright. He would not stop shutting up about these guys. So that's why I'm mentioning them, because of you, Andrew. Margarita Witch Cult are cool. They rock. They're hard rockers. I think it's like a 3 or 4 piece. And they're cool as heck, dude. I think you should check that out. And this is wrapping up my Overkill Review, Bangers Weekly Metal Review show. I hope you guys have an excellent day. I want you to tell your aunt, your uncle, your cousin who you haven't seen in a couple years, your teacher if you're in school. Tell your employer at work that, hey, I got to take a minute and watch this review and leave a comment down below. And you know what? I will respond to you. I'll give you a thumbs up. You know, maybe message me on Instagram and I'll send you a selfie. Maybe I will. All right? You do that, okay? Bye.